Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Call. We are so excited. This is Diane Hochman here in Bristol, Connecticut, and I'm with Michelle. Michelle, say your last name because I know you trained everybody, but you haven't trained me well yet, and I'll say it wrong and mess up.
It's okay. Pescosolido from Dallas. Yeah.
Out in Texas, and we're so excited to be here. And Michelle, I don't know what you have in mind because we were just fooling around and jumped on. Do you have a topic you want to get into, or do we have something that we want to talk about, or should we just play it by ear? What do you think?
I think we should just play it by ear and kind of chime in and go back and forth. Though, what I'm seeing a lot of lately is a lot of people are kind of just really lost right now, like not feeling like they're focused and not knowing what they're doing. Does that, anymore? Does that make sense? They just kind of feel like they're all over the map. And I've seen a lot of people kind of lost their direction and their way. And, I don't know if we can touch in on that, or do you have some ideas?
It's great that you bring it up because what I thought, especially with me and you and I are very focused people. We kind of like set our sight on the horizon, we pick a goal, and we're very focused on that outcome, on that goal. And it might be fun to talk about how to keep yourself on track, especially when there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of noise. Of course, the holidays are rolling in. There's so much going on. Maybe we could, bounce back and forth and ask each other a couple questions about how. I know how I do it. I'd love to find out about how you do it because you're one of the most focused people I've ever met. And when I meet someone like that, I want to know, what are they doing? How are they, not so much what are they doing, how are they thinking? So, Michelle, tell me about you. I mean, when you're working, and so that we can give tips to these guys, when you pick a goal, how is it that you're picking it? And what drives you, and what is it that keeps your eye on that ball until you have it?
Well, as far as my goal, just continuing, climbing up through the ranks, being a leader out there for the industry, especially with my Facebook stuff. I've learned through reading, I think it's a couple of books I've been reading lately, one called Crush It, and I can't remember what the other one was called, but, my deal is I know that if I have something valuable, even when I first started out, I didn't think that I had anything valuable, and I talked about this on a call a while back, that everybody has something of value that they can offer. You just have to find out what that is, and once I've discovered what that was for me, I focused on that and just dove in to my education, to learning more and more about Facebook, staying up to date on it, and providing that, leading with value within the industry. So I focus on that because I find now, because I'm known for that, Facebook marketing, people come to me and now they want to, they look to me to be somebody, a standard in the industry that's able to provide them that information, the latest changes or whatever's going on. So I focus on that. But what also motivates me is I'm very driven, very passionate about what I do. And I know just from past experience that if I don't focus on one thing and master it, I'm going to waste a lot of time.
Wait, back up. Michelle, I'm going to be so rude. Let's have a little fun. She just said, if I don't focus in, you guys might want to write this down. If I don't focus in on one thing and master it, I know I'm going to lose a lot of time. Michelle, why do you know you're going to lose a lot of time if you don't focus in on that one thing and master it?
Well,
a lot of people jump, and that's why I'm targeting you.
I know.
Because a lot of people are all over because they go, I didn't really learn this, but that thing's more profitable, or I didn't really learn this, that thing's going to be better. What makes you master one?
Well, again, it was from experience. You guys are just going to have to trust that, somebody like me that has gone through this is going to tell you that, I have seen myself in the past jump from one thing to another, not necessarily opportunities, but marketing methods, and I stopped too soon. And the reason why I know that is no matter how bad, in fact, now I know when it gets really bad, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm at that point where, and I'm normal, I'm human, where like, I can't do this anymore. That if I push through that, I get the biggest rewards right after that. And that's how I know. It's almost like I crave that silent moment of a week where I feel like I haven't been productive. But I keep continuing doing what I do every day, planting those seeds. And it's like that calm before the storm. That kind of sounds bad, but it's sort of what I'm talking about.
The storm called Michelle.
And then all of a sudden it explodes. And I'm like, dang, okay, this is awesome. And you feel excited because you stuck to something and you mastered it, and you're getting the rewards from it.
All right.
And that's how I know. Yeah.
You just said something else. You just said something else I know is going to be really useful. Guys, how is this for a wake-up call, by the way? If you're on the MLSP fan page, give us a shout-out, because this is gold. This is gold. So let us know that you're wanting me to dig into Michelle's brain for a few more minutes, and I will. Michelle just said she talked about the calm before the storm. She talked about the explosion. And this is very, very, very typical of a successful marketer. What happens is they're working, and it's kind of like, and this is why a lot of people get off track, by the way, gang. They're working, and it seems like it's not all happening just yet. It seems like it's kind of quiet, and that's when people get distracted and shiny objects get their focus. But if you're really doing it right and you're really digging in, you're working, it's calm, and then you know that you hit what I call critical mass. That's exactly what Michelle did. And so many others of the top people in MLSP, which is why you're so lucky to be here to have this type of leadership and to grow up in it. You watch them. They're going, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere. It's like, where did that person come from? It's what we like to refer to as the overnight sensation that's been doing this for so many years, right, Michelle? Overnight sensation. Michelle, she's everywhere. Michelle has been quietly working all that stuff in the background, and she became what I like to call the go-to person, okay? She's become the Facebook go-to person. People think Facebook, they think Michelle. And that's what's so powerful about that focus and honing in on one thing. Now, Michelle could have spread herself out and been jack of all trades, but then nobody would have associated her with anything. Instead, they're associating her with something very, very strong and very, very important, pivotal part of all our marketing lives. So therefore, Michelle did what Gary Vaynerchuk's book is called. She crushed it. And that's what you guys do.
I love that book.
I love that book. I love Gary V to start with. He's wonderful.
Yeah, I just started reading it. Yeah, exactly. So tell me what.
Let me say one last thing, Michelle. These are the telltale signs of a person. And what's exciting is watching Michelle. She's doing it as we speak. We're watching her over the last year just do this stuff. These are the telltale signs or the common denominators of somebody who's going to go the distance. Okay, a lot of times we see somebody there, I call them the flavor of the week. They pop up, and it's kind of exciting. You see, they got some good action going on. People kind of notice them. But the person who's going to go the distance, and this is what I want for you guys. I've been doing this for 12 years. Michelle, you've been in the game for a while, and so many leaders that have been in this game for a long time. I want you to build the financial wall around your family that you want. I want you to have the security that you want. I don't want you to be a one-hit wonder, and that's what MLSP is all about. It's about building solid marketing skills that will last through the test of time. Because if Facebook should change, Michelle has so many skills, she could apply it to whatever the next internet trend is. But she's so skilled, she will carry on. People like me, people like Brian, Norbert, all the top people, Rob Four and Ray Higdon, who's enjoying his honeymoon, God bless him. Guys, these are the people that are so skilled, it doesn't matter what changes, the wind can blow. Michelle, I get passionate. I'm sorry. Let me shut up now.
I love listening to you. I'm excited that we found each other on Skype and we were like, oh, let's jump on the call. But, one thing that I want to ask you is, we're very similar, and that's why I'm drawn to you, because you and I have the same sort of style. But I'm curious, when I say that style, you're very much in your face, with the people that you work with. And I'm curious, were you always that way? Or did you just get to a point? And I would love to know what it was that made you change to where you're kind of like me. Like if somebody is saying, like I had somebody the other day, I'm so frustrated, I can't figure this out, I'm just about ready to quit. And my response was, I'm just curious, how did you get that way and what would you have said?
Well, first of all, I'm a very passionate person, and people can tell when they're around me. I'm very passionate, and I'm very passionate about what's happened for me in this industry, and I'm very passionate about what can happen for other people. So people can feel that pouring off of me. I used to hide my passion because I was afraid. Would they like me? Would they not like me? Would they reject me? Would they, I used to worry. One, and it had a lot to do with a particular mentor I had. He brought me up and trained me to the line that he gave me was, I'm a walking reward for 10,000 people. and meaning I'm here to serve those people, not 10,001, but 10,000. And I could get to 20,000 or 30,000, but I'm not supposed to be for everybody. So when I figured out that I'm not for everybody, and I kind of cut loose and I started being more authentically who I am, stopped worrying about who wouldn't like me, started worrying about whose life I could change, that more of my style came out, more of my comfort came out, and more people showed up when I let go of worrying. You know, not everybody's going to enjoy my style, and that's the beauty of MLSP, is having so many incredible leaders. If you need someone softer, if you need someone stronger, if you need someone who's more technical, if you need someone who, like me, I'm not technical. Who do you need to inspire you, motivate you, and move you? We have it all. So I figure if you work it here, it's such a great mix, because if I don't meet someone's needs, I know someone else will.
And that's the point, guys, is you hear in Diane, I mean, passionate. I mean, that's what I know for myself. I think everybody should find something they're passionate about and be themselves, because the authenticity is what sells, especially if you're doing this attraction marketing, if you're out there in the social media, if it's on Facebook or, you know, blogging, wherever you're at, be yourself. I mean, I can remember my mentor got onto me one time because I wrote a blog post that actually was a PLR, and I reworded it, and he knew it wasn't me, and it was the first time I was like, I realized that I just need to speak from my heart. I'm a horrible writer, you know. I mean, the grammar.
That's so funny.
It's funny, yeah. Bill comes in and he looks at my stuff and he's correcting my grammar, and I'm like, I think it's okay, because people know now that I'll admit I'm not good at all the writing, but I can pour the passion into it, and that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, not to be afraid and not to worry about what people are going to think. And I used to do that in the beginning too, and then I realized that's not me. You know, dang it, this is how I feel about it. You're going to know about it, and you guys, if you like it, great. You know, those are the people that I want working